Hi everyone, this is Isha and this is World of Redhead, vlog number 5. I'm going to continue with my story of Hydrocephalus. Let's see where I left off. When I left off, I told you that I had 9 revisions before the age of 2. Well, after that, it started to level off a bit. I didn't have as many total shunt revisions. I had just part revisions, and as you remember, that a shunt is not a one long tube, it's a series of tubes that have valves in it to so that when you lay down, the fluid doesn't go right back up. Though when you do lay down, in some people or a lot of people, the fluid does go back to the brain, and it kind of gives you a headache. Well, it doesn't kind of, it does give you a headache. But so, but on to the revisions. I had some revisions after that, and in 1985, I had my last total shunt replacement as as a child. I would think I was almost 12 at that time, and I was in the hospital 4 or 5 days, which was common at that time to be in the hospital for that long. And everything went fine, and almost 16 years passed, and then I had to have my that shunt replaced with a new shunt, and I had a new neurosurgeon that in 2001. Um, but I only had him for a few years because he retired because he was a little up in age. So after that, I haven't had any more shunt surgeries. Thankfully, knock on wood, though I've had some shunt problems, for the last few years off and on, but then nothing ever showed up on a CAT scan or a shunt series, which is a series of x-rays taken along the track of the shunt that goes from like the ventricle, one of the ventricles in the brain, to wherever the distal end ends. It could be the peritoneum, the atrium of the heart, the you know, it, oh, I've even heard of even the gallbladder, that the distal end can be in the gallbladder, which, well, I don't know about that one too much. But anyway, so on to that. But besides shunt surgeries, I've had leg surgeries as well. I don't remember most of them because they happened when I was very young. So, um, but it was just to correct some problems that I was having with, that would and that would impede the the walking process, I guess. After that, well, not after that, but and I had my last surgery, I think it was in 1986 or 87 on my legs, and that turned out not to be that great of a surgery. I mean, it corrected the problem, but it left me in a cast for virtually 8 months, and I've been using really a wheelchair after that. Since then, um, my orthopedic surgeon actually wanted me to walk while I was in the cast. No, I couldn't do that. That's just too hard to do. That wasn't possible for me at that time. So that was the last leg surgery. I did for a few years, a couple of years actually, have seizures from ages 4 to 6, and I was on anticonvulsant medication for about, I guess, 10 years maybe. Um, but the but but by age 6, I outgrew the seizures, thankfully. But my last seizure was really severe one. Um, I convulsed for 3 hours. They actually called the chaplain out from down to the emergency room because they thought I was going to die. And that's how serious it was. I did stop seizing for a couple of, maybe a minute. And the doctor said, "Oh, yeah, you can take her home now." But my mom knew better. And then as soon as she said that, I went right back into the seizure. And what was surprising is that when I had a CAT scan after I stopped convulsing, that CAT scan actually looked better than the previous, than the one that I had beforehand, on a different occasion. And they they why that would be, because it's not supposed to look better, you know, it's supposed to look worse. Um, and as far as education, I was in special ed for about 10 years, but for the majority of uh, my K through 12 years. Uh, my last 2 years of high school was when I was fully out of special education. And what teachers said I would never be able to do, I did. I graduated with a high school diploma, and uh, I went on to college, and I graduated in 2006. It's not because it took me that long to finish one thing. I had different things going on. For 4 years, I was at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. At that time, it was the University of Southwestern Louisiana. But I was there for 4 years, but then um, I moved back here academically because I wasn't doing too spiffy, academically. So I I transferred to a community college, and I got my grades up. I was going for elementary education, early childhood education. Sorry, that's not elementary ed, but early childhood. That goes like, from, is it, the grade levels K through 3, pretty much. So after that, I didn't really I didn't graduate from it. I transferred to UNO to finish my degree in elementary ed, but I changed my major when I was at UNO to general studies, and that's what I graduated in. But I got my grade point average up at when I left. Oh, and then after graduated from UNO, I went back to Delgado, which is a community college here in the New Orleans area, and I got, well, my grades had gone up dramatically uh, from, when I went to UNO and then to Delgado again. I think when I left Delgado, I had a 3.3 something average, so which is a good average to have. I don't know if I'll ever go back again to Delgado. It's just completely different. And that's another story altogether. But I guess I will end with that now. Hopefully y'all can hear me, and I didn't talk too well. I will see in a minute how this went. So, until next time, this has been the world of Redhead.